Hello and welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to do a review of my Ford Transit 3.5 tonne H3 L2 10-speed van. So I've had it for 2.5 years now, done not a lot of miles, just under 19,000, so you can tell the sort of journeys that I do, and it's been pretty reliable. The only issue I've had with it was under the bonnet was the engine coolant disappeared, which isn't a good sign, and that was back after about 3 or 4 months of owning the van. I just happened to lift the bonnet to check things and there was no coolant. So a failed water pump, so this was in 2020, beginning of Kung Flu, all the rest of it. It took about a month for Ford to fix it. Luckily, the RAC or whoever it is that came as part of the 1 year, the first year that you get with Ford, you get 1 year RAC breakdown. He had a look at it, and it was the bottle wasn't right, nor was the actual pump. So he said you can fill it up and it should be fine, just keep on topping it up. So get on topping it up, and then Ford eventually replaced that. So this one has got a front camera. Ford's pack of options was very confusing because you could order a rear camera and then for say 250 quid, and then the front camera for say 150 quid, or you could have a front camera and a rear view camera pack for 170 quid, and that included both cameras. So it didn't make a lot of sense. It also worked out quite cheaply, but it didn't make much sense. But it came with the front and rear camera. So as you can see with the rear door, no, it doesn't come with that sticker standard. You get this light, which has, for that light up there, which is where your reverse camera is. So you've got that, which is quite good. Quite keen to have that. Tow bar, do a little bit of towing. The other thing I sort of spec'd was the rear 12-volt socket, which I haven't really used, but there is an option to use it or to order it. For like 50 quid or whatever it was, you might as well, really. So I've had deadlocks put on it, as you do, because it's a Ford, and Ford don't seem to take security very seriously, though I think they are setting up other companies to battle security issues. So they come with daytime LEDs, the bikes on whatever they are, pretty good lights, they do look good. So this is the limited spec Transit, I should have said that. So you get the body colour front bumper. I think it looks quite good in white. However, unlike say a Ford Transit Custom, where all the bumpers and everything are body colour, it isn't with this van. It's just that front bumper. So it's all black plastic, everything else. And you just get a little pocket down there, and an abundance of doodahs in here. So as you can see, the usual sync system, very good system is that. That's got the Apple CarPlay built in. When you plug your cable into there, your CarPlay or whatever syncs up quite nicely. Unfortunately, you do have to still connect it with a cable, it's not wireless. But as with like the Transit Customs, if you've had one of them, you get this like piano black surround, which looks a bit cack because it just gets dust or dusty. Looks good in a showroom, all clean and sparkly, but it's not brilliant, if I'm honest. So as you can see, it's automatic, and you have here all various buttons. You've got on the right park assist, so this van will park itself because it's got electronic steering, which I understand helps the engine sort of produce less harmful emissions somehow. As opposed to running a hydraulic pump, it runs electric thing, it's very quick steering on this. It is nice and light. So this wall park itself, I have used it a handful of times, but because I can park, I don't really need it. But again, one of those things when you're speccing a van and you see what the monthly payments are, for an extra, say, handful of quid a month, you might as well. Also adds to the value when you want to sell. Parking sensors off. The left one is traction control. Turn that off. A bit weird because you can turn it off, but then if you do spin up, it still kicks back on. So you can't turn it off fully, at least not by pressing that button anyway. Then you've got tow driving mode. You've got normal eco slippery mode and tow haul mode. Eco mode and slippery mode, they basically do the same thing, where they just sort of go through the gears more, so you're using more low down torque as opposed to just revving too much. The tow mode, that's pretty good. That holds onto the gears, so it's opposite to eco mode, and it does a lot more engine braking. So what I mean by that is, if you're going down a steep hill and there's some around here, rather than necessarily braking with the pedal, well, which you will still to some extent, it will go back down or back up through the gears to use, as I say, the engine to brake as well as the actual brakes itself, which is quite noisy, and if you're not used to it, it seems a bit odd, but don't worry. So you got aircon, usual sort of stuff, DAB radio, the camera button, the front camera, start stop. I don't know why they'd put start stop in vehicles. I always turn it off as soon as you get in. For some reason you can't, well, I'm guessing it's a legal thing, but you can't permanently turn it off. However, when I have drove and forgot to turn it off, even sitting in traffic, the engine still runs. So there could be a fault with it, but yeah, a bit of a pain in the arse. I know some people don't like it. One thing other people don't like is the pedals. They are quite high up. You have to sort of lift your leg up to engage the brake. The accelerator is not so much of a problem, but yeah, the brake and the manual version of a Transit, the pedals are very high. You have to sort of lift your leg up quite some way. But luckily with this being an auto, the 10-speed, which they put in the Ranger and all the other pickup trucks, and obviously this, it's okay. It's not the best gearbox. I've used the ZF gearbox in things like Land Rover, Jaguar, DSG in VWs, and they are a lot smoother, just saying it bluntly. There's usually, when I go on the same journey, the first journey of the day, at the same tree, it always kicks down for no reason. But once you've done that first journey of the day, it could be 6 hours to use the van next, it will not jump down randomly, if that makes sense. So it's got some sort of glitch in it somewhere. Sometimes it's a bit clunky, but most of the time it is quite nice and smooth, and it's got 170 PS, so 168 brake horsepower. I don't know why they do it in PS, but there you go. So I mean, it is a good gearbox. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. I have had a big Transit with a 6-speed auto, and that was horrible. This is better, and it's better than changing gears. So one of those things. Usual sort of cab with a bunch of storage up there for your various things. Seats, they lift up, and all sorts of storage under there. Glove box for storage. Various cup holders, as you'd expect. Another sort of, in my mind, a bad design is these open bays. Anything that's not black basically reflects off the windscreen, and so I've just got kitchen roll this side because I can't really see it from driving on the correct side on the right. So yeah, it's got automatic wipers, they're pretty good, all that sort of stuff, but I think they should have some sort of cover, like the old Mark 7 Transits that you used to have. Does mean you can get more stuff in them, but it's one of those things. Little compartment there, which is quite handy. And on the manuals, you do get a fold down cup holder. And one of the other options I ticked was, if you can see there, a plug, but it's 230 volt, so it's pretty pathetic. It can't charge like a single Makita battery charger, for example. It can't charge that even when you're stationary with the engine on. It just keeps cutting out. It might be able to charge things like a laptop, but if you want to charge batteries on the go, it's crap, basically. So there you are. There's just sort of a quick walk over of the van. You've got the usual diesel and your AdBlue there. So there you are. Being 10 speed auto, it is rear wheel drive, which it does help with towing. I think it can tow about 2.5 tons, something like that, a bit over. Not quite the 3.5 that the manual version can do, but fixed tow bar, it can pull quite a bit. So there you are. Would I recommend them? Yes, they're not perfect, but without getting like a German van for the money, it is quite good. Although they're all going up in price like mad. So there you are. So there you are. As I say, it's a 170 PS 2-litre turbo van. It's only single turbo, not bi-turbo, which would be nice if it was a bi-turbo, but there you go. So there you are. Hope that was of interest, and I'll see you soon.